During these challenging political times, I am often reminded of a concept I learned of from Jason Gaddis of the Smart Couple podcast. And he talks about how we can really turn challenges into opportunities for growth. Yes, we hear that all the time, but how often do we really practice it? He talks about it in terms of how many of us look back on our lives and we see so many wounds and ways we were hurt, and still we kind of feel like victims to it. And when we can look back and really think, how did that experience serve me to be more who I wanted to be, more who I am today that I like, we can start to undo these heavy weights we carry around, feeling like a victim to the experiences that happened, and start moving more and more into empowered beings that are able to respond and to feel strong in ourselves and confident, and less taken out by things that feel out of our control, that feel powerless, things where we don't really know what we can do, where we feel like we're kind of at the whim of all of the things happening outside of us. The reality is that we always have a choice. We always have a choice of how we want to respond in our minds, with our hearts. And with mindfulness, we can slow down enough to pause and notice when we get into that place where we're really contracted and we feel like this is happening to us, and we start telling ourselves all of these stories about why me, why does this keep happening, something must be wrong with me, and on and on and on, whatever it is. Or stories about people outside of us. Some of us are introjectors, where we take the challenging situation and we make it about ourselves being wrong. Or we point our finger at the other people, putting all of the responsibility on what's outside. Either way, there's suffering. Either way, when we are not fully coming into our hearts and feeling the pain of what's going on in a way that's clean, without listening to those stories that our mind so easily comes up with, we have more of a choice as to how we want to respond and move forward. And when we take that moment to notice our choice, to feel the actual pain of what's happening in our hearts or in the world, we can then respond going, how can I use this challenge to let it move me more and more towards who I want to be and who I truly am? It might be, oh yeah, I really need to learn how to set boundaries more. This challenge is teaching me that I can use my voice right now in a way that I never have. Or maybe this challenge is helping me move towards getting more engaged in the world. I've always wanted to, but I haven't known how, so it's moving me towards that. Maybe this challenge is helping me to figure out how to love my family more, because we're on such ends of the spectrum here, and I can't stand being in so much pain, feeling so disconnected. So I have to figure out how to listen better, ask better questions. Or maybe it's around not taking things as personally. Whatever it is, whatever you're experiencing, there is always an opportunity for growth. So I just want to invite you to check in with yourself with whatever you're struggling with right now, internally or externally. Take a breath. Drop the story as much as you can, any story that's going on. Feel into your belly, feel into your heart. Give yourself permission to feel your feelings, whether it's powerless or afraid or angry, sad, full of grief. Whatever it is, feel that in your body. Maybe put your hands there on your heart or your belly, wherever it lives. Offer yourself some compassion. And then ask yourself a question. How can I use this challenge to grow? And listen to the answer from your belly or from your heart. And sometimes it can take a while, but with practice over time, this will come second nature to you. Every time a challenge can come, it'll light a fire under you and you'll just go, okay, how can I grow here? Where are we going? So let me know how it goes. I look forward to hearing. Be well.